Here we go. Prevailations podcast. I'm Sean. This is Danny. We own Prevail Strength and Fitnesses.
Two of them.
Two of them. One in West Edmond, or Fake Edmond as they like to call it, and the other one in an area that no one has a name for.
Yeah.
Morgan. And it's Expressway and Turnpike, which is technically Oklahoma City, Yukon Mailing, Piedmont Schools, and it's directly in Surrey Hills neighborhood area space.
It's confusing.
It's confusing.
So it's a little bit of
Anyways,
everything.
Expressway and Turnpike.
Yeah.
We also have Danny G Photography. We also have Prevail Adventure Club. We also have Chaos. If you're watching, you just see what happened to Danny's everything over there. And Danny's Lean Strength Nutrition Program Coaching. So today we're going to talk about Power Pack. What the hell is Power Pack? Personal training.
Yeah, what is
onboarding, all that stuff. Okay, let's dive in.
Oh my gosh.
A little bit of history about Prevail. We've been going over some like hiring-esque things, which always gets into like, where'd you guys start? What are you guys doing? You know?
Yeah.
And I think it's an important part of where Prevail came from compared to a lot of other unique, what's the word for our gyms? Boutique fitness, right? Areas, which is basically like small gyms that are like some sort of led something.
Yeah.
That's
and
kind
like
of the world.
Studio-like, not like...
Yeah.
Like garage...
Yeah. Right. You're like...
warehouse-like.
Right. Boutique is like, you're generally underneath like, I don't know, this like 5,000 square feet type of space, and this 2,000 to 3,000 foot type of thing. Yeah. You know, it's only like a couple
AC.
hundred members total, maybe type of gig. Anyways, we started off doing personal training. So like way back in the day, when pre-Prevail,
You really did.
I got into the industry teaching personal training, just being a personal trainer one-to-one, and I was doing like pretty watered-down group fitness. And I was doing both of them at the exact same time. Like literally I would do personal training sessions and then move like the next hour, go teach group fitness.
Yeah.
Like toggle back and forth between them. Did that for several years. But when we created Prevail in 2014, that was one of the things we started to like look at is how do we get the personal training experience as close to the group experience?
Yeah.
How do you get these two worlds? And it's one thing. One was education. It's really hard in a group environment to have the culture of I'm okay just standing here listening and learning.
Sure.
Not like, why am I not sweating, breathing hard? I'm in a group fitness class. Right. That's hard.
Yeah.
The other two is like capacity of like you can't teach. It's really hard to teach like 16 people how to do an individualized thing that efficiently. That's hard. Right. But it's also then it's hard on personal training. It's hard to put a ton of energy and speed into a personal training session when it's just one person and you want them to do bike sprints or something crazy. Right.
Because then they're just doing them by themselves.
Right.
Like you're there coaching them, but it's still like not as high energy as with doing it with other people. Right.
So we've done, we don't want to talk about the hundreds of things that we've done to make the group program more individualized. But what we will talk about is how we never stopped doing personal training.
Right.
So even though our main gig is our small group strength training, right? We've always done personal training the entire time. Still do personal training, and we do it in two different ways. Yeah. Right. So we have people. We'll talk about Power Pack. Before someone gets into any of our group environment, they go through 5 personal training sessions. Right. And we call that Power Pack.
The Power Pack.
The Power Pack, right.
Yeah.
And the goal of Power Pack is several things, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What's the number one goal of Power Pack?
Well, it's so you don't feel completely lost when you hop in the group.
That's really important.
It's really important.
Yeah, because we are I would say we're definitely unique, but we're kind of, I wouldn't say high skill.
I would say kind of high.
Kind of high skill. There's a few technical things that if you have had little to no exercise experience, you would be kind of overwhelming your first several weeks. You'd be like, what in the world is this? What does that mean? What's that terminology? Because it's a whole different language than a lot of other fitness.
And if you haven't had a ton of kettlebell experience, and kettlebell skill stuff, like
right.
the Turkish get up and the kettlebell
right.
swing,
yeah.
then that's also like really helpful, even
Yeah.
if you have worked out for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. So it's to feel, that's great. Power pack to help someone feel more confident inside of a group. I think that's two ways. It's one from like, you don't feel so lost.
Right.
And two, you have a much better idea of what you should be doing.
Right. You get more out of the group
Mm-hmm.
when you're in there once you go through these than if you didn't have them.
Right. And that's because the goal of the Power Pack is to better prepare you for having the best group experience.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of go over a little bit of a template of how those work.
The Power Pack?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So Power Pack is
so tangled in all of my work. Okay, so Power?
Generally 5 sessions.
Yes. Yeah.
For
sometimes 4.
Yeah, vast majority of the time, sometimes more, but for the vast majority of people, it's 5 sessions.
Yeah.
Those 5 sessions are 45 minutes to an hour-esque. Right?
Yep.
Session 1, deep dive into who you are, what your goal is, why it's important to you, collecting data.
Yes.
And that's not just like height measurements, waistline. Those we're talking like we're going to get into past experiences, past injuries. We're going to get into like what your number 1 goal is, number 2 goal is, why those are important to you, why the why, interventional interviewing,
and then like how are your energy levels and your sleep and
energy, sleep, confidence in the gym, confidence outside the gym. We're going to talk about
sex drive,
the 3 H's, right? We're going to talk about hormones. We're going to talk about habits, and then we're going to get into nutrition, body fat percentage, muscle mass measuring, all of that stuff, right?
So it's a really like big picture of exactly where you're starting and exactly where you want to go. Right,
because in our world, our number 1 goal is the student winning. And how do we know the student's winning if we don't know what they measure winning by? Yeah. Right? Yeah. So if someone says, well, I want to get in better shape, and then it's a year from now, and you're like, are you in better shape? And you're like, I think so. Yeah. Well, it's not really proving that the system's working. Right. You know? Yeah. And so that's why the goals are so important, because someone signs up, anyone who acquires any kind of product or service, you're doing that to solve a problem. Yeah. That's what any kind of industry is. Yeah.
And everyone has such different goals. So this is really important, because if somebody's like, well, I want my legs to be stronger, to one person, that might mean I want to squat 200 pounds. And to another person, that might mean, no, I want my legs to look a different way. I want them to look stronger. And those are 2 completely different goals.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So that's why we like to like really dive into that too.
Yeah. And goals could be, we have another episode talking about goals.
Smart goals.
Set,
like how to set like
episode
a good goal.
12-ish, something
really
back
testing
there.
Me.
Maybe. Scroll back down, you'll see it. And smart goals. That's the name of it.
Goals.
But there's no wrong or right goals. And that's really important for us to know, because we've had people come in and they have, I would say, very typical goals of like, well, I want to be healthier and I want to see more of my muscles. Yeah. And like, okay, well, what does healthy mean to you? Yeah. And then, okay, well, what's body fat muscle mass now, and what could it be in the future? But we've also had people who, they're like, I know I feel better when I'm exercising and I'm not being consistent with my exercise. So the number 1 goal could be, I just want to be consistent with exercise. And then we need to define, well, what is consistent exercise? Yeah. So that's the Power Pack 1. And we just dive deep into all that stuff and get a really good sense of who you are. I would say the other like awesome thing about why we love Power Pack so much is because it starts to give us one-on-one conversations with students that are going to be inside the system. Yeah. So that the instructors and the team know who you are as an individual. They know your background. They know where you're wanting to go. And that's really important, because we're not just like herding people through in mass numbers, not having a clue why someone's in the room.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And who doesn't want to have like someone care more about them? Yeah. Right. Let's hope so. Right. Yeah. So that's session 1. And then the next 3 to 4 sessions, at least 3, are going to be movement education, which we find, obviously, our Prevail principle number 1 is always be a student. Yep. That leads with, you begin the process as a student. We call our clients members, we call them students, we call ourselves instructors. And we go over 9 Prevail patterns, and it's learning how to do the exercise. It's learning how much weight to do the exercise with. It's learning if you should do that exercise, how to modify that exercise for your experience, your skill level, your body type. All that is in a one-on-one scenario, so that you're collecting all this data. We're collecting the data. You're collecting that data literally in your brain and in like the notebook that we start, because that's a pretty important part of our process too.
Yeah.
And that's like, we go over like the kettlebell press.
Yeah.
Well, how do I hold a kettlebell?
Right.
How do I press a kettlebell? Should I be pressing a kettlebell?
Right.
We go over that with all of our stuff. So we do that with...
How heavy? What
Right.
kettlebell do I grab when I'm in class?
Right. So you learn
Yeah.
it, and then you go, oh, okay, I could press that one by 5 times, write that down. And inside the program, like, hey, grab your 5-arm press bell. Like, oh, I know what that is because I took the time and the education and the space. I gave myself the space to understand the value of having that information to get going.
Yeah. And it always comes at it from like two directions, really. Is like, one, if you've never had education over it at all, it's really important. But if you have had education over it, but you've never really dialed in like what weights you should be grabbing that are challenging for you, then that's like so helpful. Because if you're always grabbing the wrong thing right at the beginning, you're kind of like not wasting a set, but you would get so much more out of it if you like, oh yeah, this is what I know would be challenging by 5.
And to teach it, unfortunately, our industry has no real standards. You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's like, you go to some place. That's why, like, when you say, it's so weird to put all personal trainers into the same bubble, because you're like, you have the wide range of experience with personal trainers is just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy the like range that you can get with skill level, competency, compassion, empathy, like emotional intelligence, physical intelligence. Like, you never know what you're getting with a personal trainer.
Yeah. So
we've had tons and tons of people come through and say, man, I've been exercising for 10 years, never knew that about blank. And that's not that we're like, there's not other people doing it as good as we are with personal training. It's just, unfortunately, in our industry,
in the group setting,
definitely in the group, but even personal training,
the
odds of you getting a high quality personal trainer, you just never really know. You have no idea, right? But we've had 15 years of experience of teaching people one-on-one. So we have a pretty good idea what we're doing. So you go through all that. You go through the press. We learn the checkish get up. We learn regular squats, and then we learn single leg stuff. We learn
what, like, if you have a goal to do a pull up,
you
would learn pull up progressions.
Super important.
But even if you don't have a desire to do a pull up ever, it's still just like the pulling motion and the pattern, which is also just really beneficial. But the pull up progressions are really cool. Really
important. Because so many people are like, I will never be able to do a pull up. I can't do that pull up. And it's a weird like body weight stuff. We talk about this in our onboarding. It's such a gradient. It's easy to look at a stack of kettlebells and be like, oh, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 kilo. Okay, well, I just pick up that one, and then eventually I'll pick up the next one. And you see yourself getting stronger by just seeing the weights go up. Body weight progressions should be the same way. And we have a system, we have a board that allows for people to literally see where they are in their progress. But it lays out a map of like, oh, I'm there? Okay, cool. I know my next step is to get to there. It's not a 1-0 on off. I can or cannot do push-ups or pull-ups. You know, push-ups too. Like,
I mean, I might get riled up about this more than you because I'm a female, but how many, women have come in and they've never even been taught the steps to, it's like they always just have like the female version of the pull-up that we should be practicing, or this, very thick banded pull-up, or, well, no, my coach always just told me to do my push-ups on my knees, and there's there's no teaching or progression for them to like actually be able to do it. And we've had women pull out their first or bust out their first pull-up and chin-up like
quarterly.
Yes, and it's just amazing because I'm like, everyone can learn it. But if you haven't been taught, like, of course you can't do it.
That'd be like on the, the girl push-up, knee push-up, which is ridiculous to a full push-up. That's like saying, okay, you can only bench press the 25-pound dumbbells or the 60-pound dumbbells.
Yeah, that's it.
And then nothing else. You'd be like, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, why can't I use the other ones? Same thing. That's why learning the progressions in a one-on-one controlled personal training environment is so important, so that when you see hey, let's work on our push-up progressions or our hard by 5 in the
Right.
group,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's doing the appropriate challenging things for them because that's what's going to get them stronger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we do that for like 4 sessions,
Mhm.
for sure 3, sometimes 4. And then the last one is we kind of like tie everything back up together, make sure all the patterns are filled out, and then we go over like how everything works.
Mm-hmm.
So we go over like, okay, when you come in, this is what the instructor's going to say this, you're going to stand there, you're going
Yes.
to grab this. Okay, they're going to go over this thing over here, you're going to go grab that thing over there.
Yeah.
And then when they talk about this, okay, at the end, you're going to go, so it's really like all those things about how the room works and
Mhm.
how the system works and what you do with and what your expectations are, what your 30, 60, 90-day expectations
Mhm.
are as a student in line with what your goals are.
Yeah.
And then, like recommended dosage for sessions, how to get your sessions scheduled, the technical side of the app. Like we kind of cover all that, wrap it up in that 5th session.
Yeah.
And so that you go from 1 through 5 and the goal is, okay, we know what you want.
Mhm.
We know what your goals are.
Mhm.
We know where you are with your lifts.
Mhm.
You know how to confidently come to a session and get the best session possible for you as an individual.
Right.
Great. Now let's accelerate,
Yeah.
getting into the group. And it's kind of like taking like the bigger your launch pad is of a rocket, the better the rocket goes.
Right.
But if you just keep trying to shoot a rocket off of mud every time,
Yeah.
it's not surprising we're getting less than
Right.
great results.
Yeah.
over
Yeah. We're
and
just
over
kind of
again.
like stuck.
Right. Yeah.
We're just kind of there.
Stuck. So we've been doing, let's see, how long have we been teaching Power Pack?
We started the
One-on-one.
Power Pack in 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was only 2 or 3 years of like, and I think then those early years before Power Pack, the sessions were so small that they were basically that happening
Right.
when they were like,
Yeah. Well, I
coming in.
mean, when we opened, like you were running Prevail out of Red Rock.
Yeah.
From 2014 to 2017.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
when we opened in 2017, it was the 2 of us.
Yep.
And so when people were new coming into group,
Right.
we could kind of double up to make
Right.
sure that they knew
Yeah.
what was
Yeah.
happening. And then we
Yeah.
were like, what can we do?
Yeah. So we were training, 2 to 6 people at a time, and there was 2 of us. So it was basically like 1 to 2, 1 to 3 ratio of ability to teach and
Yeah.
modify and educate along the way.
But as our sessions got bigger,
Right.
we were like, they don't know the get up
Right. And why would they?
or the kettle, like how to hold
Right.
this kettlebell.
That's
So then
not-
we started going through.
Right. It's not appropriate.
Yeah.
And we also were like, man, we really want to push the level of intention and intensity of the group
Mhm.
program. And in order to do that, we need to know that everyone has a baseline of information.
Right.
Because if we're always, and this is a lot of group fitness has to water down the complexity
Mm-hmm.
because they have to be able to serve such a gigantic swath of people
Right.
with having no clue where they are. CrossFit's been doing this for a long time, where CrossFit's been doing onboarding.
Mm.
They do either one-on-one or group onboarding, but it's basically to be like, hey, this is how you throw a barbell over your head.
Right.
But CrossFit's like, we're not going to sacrifice the throwing barbell overhead.
Sure.
We're just going to get you the opportunity to teach you how to do it
Yeah.
before, and that you should value that,
Yeah.
which I think is important. I don't
For
think
sure.
that anyone should get into group fitness unless really cardio based, right?
Without a little.
Without some real improv, like real intention.
Yeah.
Because if you're picking up weights and you want to get the most out of that,
Yeah.
doing it wrong or doing it effective is just spinning your wheels.
Yep.
And that's not going to help
Yeah.
anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's what Power Pack is. That's why we've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
We keep doing it. We have been doing modified group Power Pack.
Yeah. If you follow us on social, we
Mhm.
just launched another like intro to strength training,
Yeah.
which is basically like a group
Yeah.
power pack.
Yeah.
And just dialing in those movements.
Right.
Yeah.
Same system, same process,
Uh-huh.
same information. The speed is different.
Yeah.
So say if we're one-on-one, we can usually get 3 to 4 patterns an hour.
Right.
One-on-one.
Yep.
And our group, I think this group is 8. So there's 8 and there's like 2 of us. And we usually get like 2 patterns, 2.5 patterns
Yeah.
in an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
So we're just taking the speed, kind of
Mhm.
extending it out. And we're also having a little bit of like or the group is doing it at the same time, but everyone's getting the exact same information.
Yeah.
that they would be getting out of the one-to-one power packs,
Yep.
they're getting it out of this group power pack.
Yeah.
Basically, and the entire hour is education based.
Yep.
This is why we're doing this. This is what this means. This is why we do this next.
Yep.
This is why we don't touch that thing. We touch
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
And it's all education based.
Yeah. Yeah. So we call them power packs.
Mhm.
They're onboarding sessions basically into group.
Onboarding.
We just like to name everything.
Yeah, we like nicknames for stuff.
But yeah, so if somebody comes into Prevail and we like show them the studio, this is typically how this works. Like
Mhm.
show them the studio,
Yep. They
we
come
show
in.
them the schedule.
Come for a consult.
Yeah,
we talk
we
about
like chat about their goals, make sure that
right.
you know they get a good feel from us, and we think that they're going to be a good fit for the group.
Right. Right.
And then if both parties agree,
Mm-hmm. Right.
then they sign up, and then we say like, okay, what's your availability in the next 48 hours?
Yeah.
And then we find them a time to do their first onboarding session. So
Yeah.
we get that process going.
Yeah. That is an
Um,
important part too,
yeah.
because the power pack is delivered on the instructor and the student's schedule. It's
Yeah.
not a group schedule
No.
thing. It's just whenever we can get them done. We
Yeah.
try to get them done in 10 business days
Yep.
so that we can get that nice and like quick.
Yeah.
Not quick from like hurrying it, but
That
from
way
a
you
sense
can
of
get
like
into group.
yeah, and you can remember.
Right.
You know, when you try to learn anything, if you learn it
Yeah.
one day a week and like 7 weeks
Yeah.
later, you're like, man, what did I learn on week 1? But if
Yeah.
you're learning things at like 3 days a week,
Yeah.
you retain the information
Yeah.
way faster.
And we've already touched on this a little bit, but it always sounds to me like it's like for people that have never done anything, but really the onboarding is great for people that have been working out for years and years
Yeah.
because you find this like your baseline so you know
Yeah.
in 90 days like how much
Yeah.
stronger you've
Yeah.
gotten from this point.
Yeah, that's a really great point because I think we do not, I say we're 50-50 with the people who coming off of a pretty either
Like a-
intentional
like
or
a break.
unintentional break from fitness for who knows how long,
Mhm.
or people who are looking for an evolution to their fitness.
Yes.
Sometimes the evolution to fitness people are like, why do I have to do onboarding?
I've been working out for years.
I just want to get to working out.
Yeah.
And you're like, I hear you. I understand like just wanting to get to move,
Yeah.
especially you haven't been moving and, you know, say your gym closed down or you moved and you're like, man, it's been like 2 months. I have not found a fitness solution that like I love. I just want
Yeah.
to get to exercising.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Kind of back to the launch pad. Like if we don't give you the information, you're not going to get the very best out of the group.
Yeah.
With simple things, just like, well, how much weight should I press overhead? Well, let's
Right.
learn that, and that
Yeah.
way in group, you're not spending 2 sessions figuring out how much weight you already know.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the majority of the time people don't think they're as strong as they are.
Yeah.
And so they'll grab like something
Right.
that just like looks
Yeah.
kind of like not comfortable, but like
Right.
familiar.
Yeah.
And then they could be doing a lot more, which
Yeah.
means they could be
Right.
changing the way their muscles look
Mhm,
and how
mhm.
strong they are.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the evolution to fitness. Like, and I think it's kind of wild too that what an opportunity to like just get one-on-one time.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like
Yeah.
like why wouldn't you
Yeah.
want one
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
mentoring time
We should
to learn?
we should asterisk this too. These onboarding sessions are included in our
Yeah.
commitments when you
Yeah.
sign up with
Yeah.
Prevail. So
Yeah.
it's not like this,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So if
Anyways.
you sign up to a membership, it's part of signing up for a membership.
Right.
It's not like an additional
Yep.
thing. Technically, someone could come in and pay straight up just for those 5 and
Yeah.
then make a decision,
Yeah.
or just take their information and run with it and be like, cool, I learned a lot. I know where I'm at. I've got some good data.
Right.
Right. Or you sign up for a membership and you get it. Or if you're in this intro to strength training like type of thing,
Uh-huh.
you're getting the same intention. You're getting the same goals
Yeah.
out of it. At a slightly different cadence, different pace.
Right.
But yeah. And we've had lots and lots and lots of people who've been like, I've exercised the Jacksons at the new
Yeah,
store.
yeah.
They've been like exercising for 20, 30 years.
Long time.
Long time. And they came through group power pack when we onboarded the launch of the second studio.
And they were like, what?
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah. Which was cool.
Yeah, which is great, especially when it comes to kettlebell stuff.
Yeah,
because
because they were
that's-
definitely ready to just like work out.
Oh, yeah.
But they learned a ton.
They learned and they
they're
loved it.
crushing it. Yeah.
they loved it because just makes their group experience better.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's more individualized to them.
That's what's important.
Whoop,
Individualized.
whoop.
So that's power pack.
That's Power Pack.
It's personal training, basically,
Yeah.
right? And then we do have people, I guess we can get in a little bit of personal training. We do personal training.
Yep.
So there are students who come into Prevail and their one-on-one environment suits their goals and their schedule and their needs and their requirements better.
Yeah.
And we offer personal training.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a great option. I think we love personal training.
Yeah.
Which we still offer personal training for some people who
Yeah.
we do a lot of, usually it's very specific schedules to personal training.
Yeah.
Or flexibility in schedule, or coming off of injuries.
Yep.
Or they have some like really big limitations of movement where group just isn't the most appropriate.
Yeah.
Which is why we love consultations, because it'd be like, I don't think group's going to be really great for you for another like 3 months of personal training to get you there to being comfortable inside of the group environment.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why the consult's so important to learn that. And that's why sometimes when people come in for a trial, that like, okay, I'm coming in, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And they get going, and then they're like, well, I already did the thing.
I've been doing some.
Right.
Do I have to go
now
back
I have to get back into right? But really, it's like you get to.
Yeah.
Which, why wouldn't you want that opportunity?
It's just a time to dial it in a little bit.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Power Pack.
Power Pack, onboarding.
Onboarding sessions, however you want to talk about that. Whatever you want to call it. And there we go. That's all we really want to talk about. We want to talk about what it is, why we think it's important, why we love it, why we still do it, why we can't imagine not doing it.
It's a huge part of our process.
Yep.
And then afterwards, we like send it out to the team, because we do have a big team, to let everyone know like who's going to be joining.
Yeah, no one
in
sees
group this
that
week.
on the back end.
Yeah,
That's
no one
a good
sees
point.
it. Yeah, but we'll tell a little bit about that person, and if there is something, maybe they've had a shoulder injury before and it is a little funky, or maybe they have this like, man, who did we have? He's still with us, but 500-mile bike race that they're training for on the back end, or they're training for a half marathon and they're adding in strength training. I mean, that just helps coaches, our instructors do their best to help in session. But
yeah, so when someone graduates Power Pack, it's a little ceremony. You get your little thing, get your picture, and you get your binder, you get all your you get to know where you're on the strength mastery board, which is kind of well, there's some other stuff about that, but tells you where your zones are for the intensities of the programs. And then that person says, cool, Bob, so stoked you're here. Here's how to reserve your session.
Yeah.
That person leaves, and the instructor drops that into like a Slack channel, which is a communications for all instructors. Hey, Bob just graduated Power Pack. He joined because blank and blank. He loves blank and blank. Has restrictions in blank and blank. Look out for him at the
blank and blank times,
5 or 6 a.m. times. He'll be a morning guy, and that way the entire team knows. Yeah. So that we keep everything, again, we want to know the individual as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're going to be seeing them for a while.
Yeah.
We want everyone to have a good time.
Everyone have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it. Do you have anything else about Power Pack?
No. Oh, shoot.
There we go. So,
okay. Do
you want to just wrap it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Video, if you're still watching on YouTube, just keep listening.
Sorry.
Anyways, there we go. Power Pack.
Power Pack.
If you have any questions about that, reach out to us. Get on the website. You can schedule a consultation anytime. If you, what else? Oh, what do you say at the end? Oh, subscribe, comment.
If you have questions, or if there's anything about the Prevail process that you would like to hear about, we obviously love talking about it.
Yeah, there you go. So if you have something you would love for us to podcast about, feel free to send us an email or a comment or send us a DM on any of those social channels, and we would love to deep dive into it.
Yes. Follow along, Danny_Prevail.
There you go. Prevail _strength_ on Instagram.
I post a lot about pregnancy right now because we are in our last month.
Yeah. There we go.
So, okay.
What is this, July 2025?
It's July 15th, and we're due August 15th. Ooh.
There we go. So if you want to schedule a consultation at either studio, get on the website, www.prevailstrengthfitness.com. And if you have any thoughts, if you've been a student, you've gone through Power Pack, comment below. Say what you loved about going through Power Pack, or who took you through Power Pack. Oh, we didn't talk about how it's not always the same person.
Oh, yeah.
Power Pack is delivered by a range of instructors.
Yeah,
so you may have you may have 2 or 3 different instructors take you through, so you get to meet a lot of the team when you go through Power Pack.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's also important. And there you go. We'll wrap it up. Episode 23.
23.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
See you guys.